at Boehringer Ingelheim, and one of the big pharma companies of the Germany. Big pharma companies of the Germany with a background of international science and health journalism. Vijay has contributed to global media outlets and facilitated many media outlets, facilitated workshops and also science communications. There are many media training and podcasting and filmmaking for researchers, including those Max Planck Research Society across Germany and all those things. So he holds an interdisciplinary PhD from Aarhus University, Denmark, and he secured a MA in Science Journalism from City University of London. So with this brief introduction, I invite my junior come scientific writer, Mr. Dr. Vijay Shankar Balakrishnan on this occasion, and we shall all celebrate this technology day in a fruitful manner. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you. I welcome you for once again for this occasion.
Thank you, Dr. Anand Kumar, and thank you, Dr. Rakimuthu, for kindly inviting me. And it was a short notice, but it's NGM, my alma mater, so I couldn't turn it down. So I really am honored that I've been invited, and I'm really happy to, virtually meet you all, although all the videos are switched off. Just saying hello to everyone, and yeah, thank you, NGM College, the dean, the principal, the professors, and the students of the science and technology departments. I believe also from other departments are also present here. So thank you. National Technology Day, it's an important day just to not just to recognize technology, but also to be aware of the good and the bad side of technology. And that's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. So I would like to share my screen. Just one second, please. Okay, I hope you can see the presentation I'm showing. If you are seeing it, just give me a thumbs up, then I can start. Is everyone seeing my screen, the presentation? Would anyone please confirm?
Yes, Vijay. Yes, it is visible to everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So yeah, it's not a topic that is very new to any of you. So I'm sure all of you are using social media, various platforms. It also differs which platform used by which age group. It also differs because people use social media to communicate, but the tech giants themselves are informing that social media is not just for connecting people. So that's the side that I want to talk about today, and also artificial intelligence. I'm sure you're also aware of, and some of you are at least using artificial intelligence tools like LLMs, language learning models like ChatGPT. So my role here as a communicator, as a storyteller in the business of science and technology, it is my duty, I believe, that I need to just not just show the shining side of technology, but also make people aware. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So 2025, and we have a lot of things going on right now. But back in 2002, 2005, I'm sure many of the professors there will be able to relate with what I'm showing here. Orkut. This was the on and only social media, online social media we had, which is not there anymore. So probably the younger generation, which is what I call Gen Z, because you guys are born somewhere after 1997 until 2012, maybe. So all of you people know social media through different means. So the things that we know back then was Orkut. And for us, the artificial intelligence was already just Windows XP or Windows 2000 and Nokia 1100, 1108, that the things that these phones could do and the games we could play on it, that was already a lot for our generation. And the socialization we had was mostly outdoors. I'm sure in your generation, even now, all of you are going to the cinema and watching films together with friends and family and so on. But back then, the theaters were like this, small, you know, not really posh cinemas like PVR or something like that. So it was very small, and many people would know each other and so on. And we were allowed to take food inside, not anymore nowadays. So there's a lot of changes going on. And back then, All India Radio, that was a primary media platform for us to go on the virtual stage, global stage, to present ourselves, to share our creative side and so on. I still remember going to the All India Radio Coimbatore with Professor Muthukumaran and other professors. I remember Dr. Krishna Tulusimani from economics and some professors from Tamil department and English department. We were having back then a party, going to the radio station and preparing for those sessions and so on. And the exposure I was gifted with, I was blessed to have, was thanks to my professors back then. And I'm so happy and proud about those times. And I'm sure Dr. Anand Kumar will also be able to nostalgically recall those days where our professors were giving us ample opportunities to tap into our creative side, not just the educational side. So these were slow days, and we were also creative. We were also studying. We were also being as mischievous as teenagers could ever be. And back then, the opportunities we had were mostly from libraries and the internet there, the internet cafes. I don't know if these are existing anymore in Pollachi or places around there. But back then it was a craze. A lot of people would go, and I still remember my post-graduation days. I studied in Tiruchi, St. Joseph's College. Right opposite the college, there was an internet cafe with like 50, 60 computers, and there will be queue of people. There were like 4 colleges which were sharing that one particular internet center. So you can imagine the rush there. But now the world is in our pockets. The world is on our wrist in the form of smart watches and so on. But back then, the opportunities we had to expose ourselves and explore the world virtually were through libraries, the internet browsing centers, and field trips. I'm sure you are also going on field trips. I'm a regular viewer of Dr. Anand Kumar's WhatsApp status, so I see that you are taking to field trips. That's really great. I'm glad that it still is going on. And back then, the opportunities we had were guided by our professors. So again, the 2 professors I really, really honor and still fondly remember from our botany BSc days are Professor S.S., Professor Shanmusundaram, and Dr. Kannan. Both of them, they were really, how to say that, they were professors, but they were more than professors. They were like our godfathers or fathers. They were like motivating us with a lot of energy and different opportunities, and go out there, see the world, ask more questions, interact with us. And that was the energy also. It was like lifeblood for us. So Dr. Anand Kumar and I are from that group of schooling at NGM College. So those are such days, where we used to go to the Indian Employment Exchange to register our employability and, pour through the employment newspaper from the libraries for opportunities and so on. But now, most of you guys, Gen Z, and to the professors out there, Gen Z, or there are different names. Probably you've heard that Gen X, Generation X, which are called the baby boomers, somewhere born between 50s, after 1950s, and until 1965, and then the millennials like Ananda Kumar and myself, and Gen Z, people who are born after 1997. And the world has changed so much after 1991. That's when the globalization was kicked off in a huge, fashion, and the world has changed quite a lot. And until 1991, the generation gap was much larger. So what we learned were from our parents or from our professors. But the tables have turned now. A lot of younger generation are inspiring us. We are learning from people who are much younger than us. And one of the generations that I'm really, really admiring about is the Gen Z. But I'm also worried about this generation because I'm also a parent now. So if the younger people out there in the listening to this talk, if you feel that I'm giving an uncle vibe, it is meant to be because I'm also a parent and soon you will also be one. So this is just to make you aware that the world out there is not just glossy, but there is also a sinister side to that. So here, I'm sure most of you are using at least some of these social media platforms. And in India, I know among the Gen Z, the popular ones are Instagram and WhatsApp. And some of the creative younger generation uses YouTube and also Facebook. So yeah, if you are really interested and if you want to interact with me, I invite you now. Which social media platform do you most commonly use and why? Feel free to write in the chat. Nobody is going to judge here because all of us here know that we all use social media. And I want to just know from each one of you what are you guys using? So can you share with me? Let's see. I will share what I use. So I use X, which is formerly Twitter, Facebook, very rarely, and I'm really regular on LinkedIn, which is a professional platform. And so I use it for work. And of course, YouTube, who doesn't go there? So these are the common ones I use. Instagram only to observe how the trends are catching up and so on. So there I am putting myself out there. So yes, Dr. Soumya, YouTube and Instagram, that's great. So anybody else? Okay. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to put others to sleep waiting for the answers. So great. So many people are using Instagram, I hear. The lot a lot of people on Instagram, those you find as influencers, are using such platforms to showcase the best side of themselves. So we all are human beings. We all have mood swings. We are sometimes in good mood or bad mood, anger. There are different things that we go through, and we have good days and bad days. But most of the times, social media influencers, those people who put viral content out there, they show only the best side or the best days, or those best side is also made up, like thanks to any sponsors who are giving them makeup products, for example, or any branded clothes just for them to make it viral about their brand. But that's also a problem because a lot of influencers uh, influence in a bad way. So the main reasons why people 16 plus in India use social media to keep in touch with friends and family, that's the statistical one. But I want you to reflect, I want you to think whether you are only doing that using social media. So WhatsApp, yes, keeping in touch with friends and family, we still do. But reading news and stories, yes, we do. But sometimes these are also pumping in fake news and all, unscientific or pseudoscientific information that are eating our brains. So we all crossed the peak Corona time, the COVID-19. We can still recall, the memory will be still fresh in our brains that the social media platforms were sending out a lot of misinformation, a lot of information that was either tapped from some resources that is obsolete. 50 years ago, somebody would have said this medicine was working for this, but now after 50 years, people would have find, okay, this is giving a lot of side effects, so we don't use it. But then the social media trend has changed it for some medicines, and that has also killed people, because those people who are not verifying the facts, they are gullible. They take the information as truth, and then they go after this, and a lot of people have died because of that. So this is one of the bad sides of social media that I want to remind you all, because you all know that this side exists, but a lot of us sort of ignore that, and we only think about the polished side. Anyway, there are also other social media purposes that we find, which is finding content or articles or videos. I don't know how many of you use social media to read content. There are social media platforms like social reading platforms like Substack. So Substack is one platform where you can find a lot of different writers and thinkers sharing their perspective of the world, and those content are not becoming viral, but they are both entertaining and informative. So these are some of the opportunities I would like to point out to. And LinkedIn, for example, is work related network or research, but it's not just that. I use LinkedIn to post a lot of content about the things I do for work, that is business storytelling, the businesses that I care about, which is in the climate technology, in biotechnology, in medical technologies like wearable exercise watches or something like that. So each one uses different social media for different purposes, but what are we using it for and what are we getting out of it? We need to define that. It's just like how we behave in real life. We dress up so that we are not just covering ourselves from the weather, but also being decent. It's just like that for social media. We are not there just to connect with people, but also doing it in a way that we don't hurt ourselves and also not hurt others. So social media is more than just time pass. And this, what people do, including me myself, is like when I'm extremely tired, I want to just spend 2 minutes, mark my words, 2 minutes. And then I start scrolling on YouTube, watching reels. I love watching cats, dogs, cooking, and singing, because I also sing, and all these. And then all of a sudden, I look back, it's like over 20 minutes. My time is lost. But then I kept scrolling. So that's called doom scrolling. The mindless scrolling is called doom scrolling. And that's the design of social media platforms. They are worse than street drugs, like what we call ganja and all those things. Social media scrolling is much worse than those drugs. That's what psychologists and researchers have found. So there is a mental health risk here, as much as there is opportunity for people to put out their creative side, learn about other people, learn about the world. But there is also the sinister side, which is taking a toll on their mental health. A lot of people compare themselves with others, and then they feel, oh, okay, my life is really pathetic. My life is really sad. No, each one's life, each and every life has a lot of good things happening. And one of the things that I started this year with my family is that me, my wife, and my son, we sit together at least once a day or once in a couple of days, sit down, what are the three things that we are happy about one particular day, or what are the things that we are grateful for. And then when we look back, we see that those small moments make our life really rich, enriched with a lot of good things, a lot of optimistic things. But if you go out there on social media, you see that other people are putting out positive things, but go to them, talk to them. If they are open to talking real things, then they will share that they are doing it either for money, either because they want to boost their ego out in the world, but within themselves they are feeling sad and desperate. But Gen Z, you guys need to really be careful, and I'm sure you guys are also already thinking about that, but I just wanted to remind from the uncle vibe, or in Malayalam, they call it Tanda vibe, Talla vibe, and all those things. I want to just reassure that this is the vibe that keeps you safe and secure. And so, beyond connecting with friends and family, beyond taking away boredom, find ways to learn something or teach something, inspire somebody else. I've also seen Gen Z people putting their creative talent out, dancing and so on. That is really good, helpful, but not in a way that will disturb your mental health. So I'm really caring, concerned about the mental health of people who use social media, and that's why I chose to talk about this. Next question. I don't expect any of you to answer, but still putting this rhetorical question out there. Who is your favorite influencer on YouTube or Instagram? If anyone would like to share boldly, that would be really great. I want to learn, you know, maybe I will learn from that influencer. Anyone? Okay. I was warned that I will be met with the wall of silence, so no complaints. Okay, so just wanted to this away. Okay, just wanted to kindly remind that influencers, if they are truly influencing your lives in an optimistic, positive, inspiring manner without damaging your health, without damaging your parents' money or your own money, if some of you are working part-time jobs alongside studying, I just wanted to share that, be careful with whatever you're doing. And you can read more about how social media platforms are being used across India, across age groups, using this link. And this Meltwater is a company, it's one of those companies that taps into your social media posts or posts of other people. Whatever we put there out in the public, other people are using that data. Your phone is listening to you. Use a particular word of a brand, and then after 5 minutes, go on Facebook, go on Google search. You will find that brand advertising their product in front of you. So that is the sign that your phone is listening to you. So your smartphone is much smarter than you. It is made smarter to sell more products. That's what I want to remind each and every one of you. Um, the smartphone eavesdrop on all of us, whatever we speak. We have probably Alexa. Some people have Alexa at home, Amazon's Alexa. We talk to Alexa. That means Alexa listens to us, but not just our instructions, but also a passive listener. It's like a spy sitting in your living room and listening to whatever you talk, whatever you brand names you share, listening to everything. And you think all this data is just going out in the thin air, but no, all these companies are using this data to sell something to you. So a lot of times the products that we are sold for, those are not always that we need. There is a difference between need and want. And the need things, They don't need advertisements because we all know, we have the common sense. We need to buy rice, we need to buy vegetables, we need to buy meat. We know that. But what kind of toothpaste we need to buy, what kind of clothes we need to buy, that is on us. But nowadays, more than our childhood or our college days, it's because of the platforms like social media platforms and the ad revenues that bring, thanks to the data that we put out ourselves. The more we talk about ourselves, personal things out there, the more those data will be used by big companies to sell things that they want to sell. I'm in business storytelling, and part of business storytelling is to listen to people's data and then let business sell more of their products. But how I justify my business is that I choose which company to work with. I choose what kind of product is need and want. So that's why I'm going with climate tech, because climate change is real, global warming is real. So we need technology that are giving a solution to global problems. And there are health problems. Those health problems require different kinds of solution, from medical drugs to wearable watches or something like that. It depends on various categories. So that's why I choose companies, and I'm able to share these because I'm seeing um, down to the single data point, because I no, I'm not just bombarded with news stories or anything. I'm also reporting on those as a journalist, but I'm also analyzing the data. One advantage of having a PhD is that you learn to analyze the data. You learn to see different things and put them into a pattern, and then you analyze. And that's how I'm able to share this with you. And I don't want to bring a cringe or this bad feeling in any of you. I just want you to be aware, just that it's just like informing or announcing in Pollachi bus stand, that is like beware of pickpockets. I'm just doing that announcement here. So I'm giving you a snapshot of what I meant by selling using social media. So here is BCG, which is Boston Consulting Group, along with the social media platform Snapchat. They have done research statistics, which is completely based on whatever data we put out there, not just by surveying, because surveying is something we consent to. We say yes or no. But when we put our data out there for free, then they use that data and then they come up with reports. And look at the word they are using, the $2 trillion opportunity. Opportunity to what? To sell. To sell something that the consulting companies and the Snapchat or any other social media are linked to. Any sort of product. There's fast moving consumer goods, they call FMCG, just like toothpaste or all the daily use products that we use. And all these are linked to all our social media use, and the data we put out there are used to sell something back. You think you're getting it for free, but no, you're selling yourselves. I want to repeat that. You think these platforms are free of charge. No, but you are selling yourself out there. So be careful when you put something out there, what you mean. And this is Mark Zuckerberg. Some of you might know that he is the CEO and founder of Facebook. Now the whole company is called Meta, which includes Instagram, Facebook, and Threads, and so on. And what he originally said in 2005 was Facebook is to connect families and friends. But now he's sitting in a court, by the way. In this picture, he's sitting in a court and he is in a hearing. Someone filed a lawsuit, a case against him, and he appeared in front of the court, and then he testifies. He shares what Facebook is about, and he says Facebook is not anymore connecting family and friends. It's about selling products and making people build their own brand. It's not just companies brand, but we ourselves are brands nowadays. So if you go onto my LinkedIn, you can see myself as a brand, because the kind of things I care about, talk about, and the kind of things I endorse, that makes me a personality, an influencer, and each influencer is a brand themselves. So that's what social media platforms are becoming to be. But how do we make use of those in an ethical way? Before getting to that, I want to show what everyone should know about each of these social media platforms. So just giving an example here, TikTok, thankfully, it's not very active in many parts of the world, but active where they are, TikTok posts inappropriate trends, and the same on Snapchat and all other places. I will share this presentation with you, and each one of these slides, please save this and talk to your children. If professors, this is to professors, and for students out there, talk to your friends, talk among yourselves, and if you're very open, also talk to your parents. How these are affecting uh, while also being useful. And those useful things, you need to put a lot of time to find where they are. But the things that come to you freely, recommendation, those are mostly addictive. So that's what I want to share here with these. I will be sharing this presentation with you also. This is, believe me, you will remember me and our talk and these slides for your lifetime. And it's not just social media, but social media also, you know, prompt and put out things that are really, really, really dangerous, which are online games. They just not eat up your money, but they also eat up your mental health. They also eat up your self-esteem, and then you're being exploited. If you're not careful, you're being exploited. And my son is going to be 7, and he talks about Roblox, Minecraft, Pokemon, all these. He knows that from his school. But if he knows the sinister side, no. But as a parent, I have to tell him that these are dangerous platforms. Why they are dangerous, he may not be able to understand. But as a parent, it is my duty to let him know that I will be there with you. I will be there to show you what is good and what is bad. And that's exactly what every generation would require, whether professors or students or guests like myself. So just putting it out there for you guys. Another snapshot, on Instagram, you will find this person, Punjabi British guy, Amit is his name, and his account is for working parents. And there you will see a lot of his research and a lot of his programs out there, and what it is with social media and society and children and youth. So, like I said, there are genuine profiles, there are genuine attempts on social media, but it depends on what you use it for. For example, to tell inspiring stories, to educate, to put your talent out there. But before getting drowned into the unwanted glitters or gimmicks, just make sure you are using it responsibly. Responsibly in the sense, here using LinkedIn, for example, to connect with professionals for your future, to put your CV, resume out there in a virtual dynamic format. And then also use platforms like TED Talks, TED Talks, and so on to learn a lot of different things. There are social learning platforms like Udemy and LinkedIn Learning and so on. These are not becoming viral because these are useful. These are tapping your brain activity. But those that are becoming viral are arresting your emotions. They capture your emotions. That's why they are becoming viral. So have a balance, 50% intellectual, 50% emotional. If you are working on, finding a job or finding professionals to connect with on LinkedIn for half an hour, then use 15 minutes of Instagram, for example. Have a balance. That's exactly what I'm trying to say here. So use social media responsibly. That's the message here. So before we put anything out there, we need to fact check. We need to make sure that we don't send hate speech. Even if we don't believe in the things that the other person is saying, we can be respectful in denying or disagreeing with them, and being safe and private out there, not putting everything about ourselves out there, just to make sure that your life is your life and your life is not a show. So think: true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, kind. And for younger generation, there are lots of advantages, like, finding content that are useful for them to learn. I learn every day from LinkedIn. I learn every day from Instagram profiles, but it depends on how you use, because these are algorithms and these are computer technologies. The more you click like on certain posts, those posts will populate your feed. So if you keep liking things that are only making you laugh and are feeling good or lovable, those are the things you will see repeatedly. If you keep liking and interacting with those content that are informing you, that are educating you at the same time, then those are the kind of content you will see. So you can train the algorithm how you want it to be useful for you, not going after it and then let the algorithm use you. This is one more example I want to show. And here you can see there is no planet B, and you can all relate with the appearances of the people on this picture. They are younger generation people. They are using social media, but they are also being activists. I'm sure many of you will recall the name Greta Thunberg, a Swedish climate activist who put herself out there when she was 13, and she is still active out there doing climate campaigns, making politicians realize that climate change is real and they need to do something about it. So if you use social media, be that kind of a youth also. I wouldn't say just be a nerd and only learn things from social media. No, you need to have fun, but not at the expense of your mental health, not at the expense of your financial health, not at the expense of your safety. Next is artificial intelligence. So ChatGPT. These are, on the left, you can see that this is an image that is not real, it's photographed. But the photographs are used by artificial intelligence programs like ChatGPT to create such an image. But imagine, are these real? Are these ethical? Most of the time, no, because a lot of creators use their imagination to write or draw something, and the artificial intelligence algorithm sees that as data, learn the pattern, and then just vomits it up. And that is unethical. But people are still using artificial intelligence. How we are going to use it, that's the big question nowadays. So here on the right, you may recall the recent, just a couple of weeks ago, we heard this viral AI Ghibli trend. Yeah. The studio was created by a group of Japanese creators. And when somebody started asking ChatGPT to produce Ghiblified photos, the creator was really sad, really disappointed, because it took years, it took so many sleepless nights for them to create. And then here comes AI creating everything in seconds, and we are all celebrating it. Think about it. But artificial intelligence, there's huge scope. There's a lot of uses for that everywhere you see. I'm sure some of you are using ChatGPT or any other language learning models like Gemini and so on for writing assignments or researching or talking, brainstorming. But artificial intelligence is more than that. You know, it started not just 2022 with ChatGPT, but already in 1970s, 1980s, how all of you would know, most of you would know at least, that there is bioinformatics and chemical informatics. You know, it is basically training biological data or chemical data to understand the pattern, and the function comes from that pattern. That's exactly what uh, artificial intelligence is about: reading data, understanding the pattern of the data, and understanding the meaning of the data under each pattern. That's exactly what other artificial intelligence platforms are doing. You know, your social media platforms are also artificial intelligence. They listen to you, they observe the pattern of your content or the kind of content you like or post, and then they feed you with the same. But artificial intelligence should help in different ways. And this, like I said, I will share this with you. You can read all those things. It's not that many of these are new to you, but just want to remind you guys all these things. So there is a lot of potential, lot of usage. I used ChatGPT to prepare for this presentation. I brainstormed using ChatGPT, but the control was under me. Not I was under the control. Not I was not under the control of ChatGPT. You know, I ask, you tell. That's exactly how I interact with ChatGPT. Don't preach me. Just answer my question. You know, that's how I am training my version of artificial intelligence. And I use artificial intelligence on a daily basis for what? Like I said, ChatGPT for reasoning, to ask questions. If I don't have anyone to ask certain questions, I ask ChatGPT. And then I go do further reading and then make sure that what it says is right or wrong. And planning, I use artificial intelligence tools like, you know, different calendar apps or communication apps. You know, the recording that is happening right now of my talk, if you need the talk in written form, you can have it. How? There are different platforms. Like I use something called Otter, OTTER, Otter AI. I put the audio on Otter, and the Otter listens to the audio, types the text for me, and then I check the text and then I use it. So this is one example of how I use AI. And in my work, I also use AI to analyze, like I said, the social data. It's called social listening, listening to people talking on social media, what they talk, how they talk. And you can't imagine how much people put about themselves out there. But still, again, using it properly. It's just like, you know, using a knife. You know, knife can hurt if it is used wrongly, or if it's doing something it's not supposed to do. That's how we all should see technology. So more examples of AI here in medical decision making, robotic surgeries, and there are also algorithms that bring doctors some sort of analysis, you know, seeing scan data or cell culture data and so on, and the algorithms observe those and let the scientists know that, okay, this looks like the cells are looking like they are becoming cancerous, and this is how it appeared in many of these cases. So here it is, which is okay. But any technology, any technology in any field should not be unsupervisioned. It should always be supervised by humans. In retail entertainment, you know, I'm just giving examples here. Many of you know Tesla cars, I believe. Yeah. So Tesla is actually an automatic car. You just need to sit there, let your car know how you drive it or how you wanted to drive it. And if you drive it wrongly, the car will punish you. You know, it will not let you drive after a particular speed. I've tried that. It's it's sometimes really crazy to think about all these possibilities. But at the same time, we can also think about the uses, how um, we can use these. I remember reading somewhere, I want robots and artificial intelligence to do my uh, cleaning or laundry or dishwashing, not my writing or anything. But nowadays we are using robots mostly for things that human brains are really special for, creating something. So these are the pros and cons. I just want to choose two from pros and two from cons here. A lot of people talk about job loss. It is possible, it is very real. A lot of companies, including Meta, the Facebook's parent company, they are laying off, sending too many people out of their company because AI is making those things possible. But the AI is also increasing efficiency. So if you don't want AI to take your job, you learn how to tame AI. Think of AI like a dog. How you train a dog, you train your AI. Then you will not lose yourself to AI. So that's one example. And then safety. These are the two things that I really want to highlight. AI, as much as it enhances safety and accuracy, it has also privacy concerns. Again, tying back to social media, the amounts of personal data you put out there, the privacy concerns, and so on. So these are different types of AI tools, and some of these are something I use, like ChatGPT, Copilot, Cloud, Perplexity, Grok, and there are lots of others. Too many things. I use at least 20 of those, and I make sure that I'm not a slave of those artificial intelligence, but I use them as tools. I will share this slide with you, but in education too, AI can be very useful, but it depends on what you want to improve using AI, how you want to use it and not misuse it. Use AI like a mirror version of yourself. You talk to your mirror, you stand in front of the mirror, you talk to yourself. How truthful you will be like that using AI in case of education. Then you handle AI like you handle yourself. If you take care of yourself, then you will take care of AI quite well too. So the takeaways: technology should be enabling, not disabling. It should help us. It should not put our health or money at risk. Technology should be controlled by humans, not the other way around. Technology should be used responsibly with ethical considerations and kindness. And social media is not anymore the platforms that they were originally set to be. So be careful with using social media. Social media use needs to be both intellectually and emotionally intelligent. So intellectual intelligence thinks that you care about the subject, and the emotional intelligence, being kind, that's exactly what it is about. Ultimately, what you don't want others people, what other people you don't want yourself treated about. We all remember how people treat us. So if you don't want to be treated badly, then don't treat others badly too. So that's the sort of emotional intelligence we need on social media too. Just because so many people are not seeing our faces, it doesn't mean our bad words are not ignored. Because if someone reports, and then if the government sees that you are the reason for that, you can be put in jail for saying bad things. So just be kind. Social media and online games affect mental health and financial health. So responsible use of social media is needed and it is possible. The same with AI. Why am I telling this? Who am I to tell you this? I was a student. I had a lot of opportunities, but we also had risks, but not as many risks as they are out there right now. I was a researcher in the lab, but now I'm a researcher doing desk research, analysis, and so on. So I'm always a student, always a journalist, and above all, I'm a journalist. I have a social responsibility. I'm a communicator. I need to let people know what I'm learning is good or bad, and what is good and what is bad. And I'm a business storyteller. I need to use all the tools that are also bad, but how am I using it for good? That's exactly why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. And above all, I'm also a parent. I need to be responsible for my child's character, personality, safety, and social media and artificial intelligence are integral part of a child's life and parent-child relationship. So what you saw today and what I shared with you today is what I see on a daily basis. Technology both making and breaking lives. So what I did today was a pay forward gesture that I shared these things with you so that you will learn and you will pay it forward to whoever is going to learn from you. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the time. Thank you for listening. That's it from my side.
Thank you very much, Vijay, for giving a wonderful talk on social media and their impacts. So, dear students, if you have any clarifications or any other discussion, you maybe feel free to ask any questions to our HAPs today. So the chief guest will be very happy if you ask any questions regarding social media or any other thing. So you may
Yeah, anything, not just social media. If you have any question about anything or just about me, you were studying botany and now you're talking about social media. What is your journey like? Anything, I love to interact with people. Okay. Maybe virtual interaction is tricky, and if I'm there personally, maybe that would help. Let's see.
yes, there will be a problem on some bandwidth also.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yes.
So some of the students are from remote area, they are connected. Okay. So
Okay.
if there is no questions, let us go for official vote of thanks for this program. Okay, so it is my immense pleasure to propose my vote of thanks for the today's chief guest. First of all, I would like to thank the my college management and director academics and dean research and principal sir for providing the opportunity and permitting us to conduct this National Technology Day through hybrid through online mode. And then I thank Dr. Vijay Shankar for a wonderful, insightful speech on social media and their impacts and the diversity, how it was affecting this youth population of younger generation and all those things. So you have very much cleared about those things. So it is also the technology created many more impact on that students' mindset and also even the working people and all other generations also. So recently, social media become a dominating agent. So I have given all those things. So very good lecture, Vijay Shankar. So we are very fortunate to have you on your busy schedule and all those things. I very much thank you. So and also the social media which are creating the many the disadvantages among the youth population and all those things. So possibly let us take away one thing. Possibly you must use the social media in a responsible manner. Or otherwise it will be dominating you. And using the technology is an important one and use responsibly. Thank you. So have a nice day and let us all celebrate the Technology Day once again on this week. Thank you. Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you everyone for your time and listening. So yeah, wishing you all the very best.
So all of you, there will be a feedback link will be provided on the chat box. You can fill the feedback so that you can get the e-certificate within 2 days. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.